talking Dragon Ball boss. Big old Dragon Balls. We got Dragon Balls for you to see. Gotta catch 'em all. Those mighty Dragon Balls.
Dragon Balls.
Dragon Balls are good for me to eat.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dragon Ball Speak, a show where we summarize and review every episode of Dragon Ball Z and rate them each on a scale of 1 to 7 stars. We upload every Saturday morning on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube especially. Check out the YouTube. Support the YouTube. Every Saturday morning. I'm one of your hosts, Brandon.
And I'm Wesley.
And this is Dragon Ball Speak, episode 49.
Yes, 49.
I almost said 149. We ain't there yet. Here's my question.
That'll put us into Super, probably.
When we get to Super, do we continue the numbering of Dragon Ball Speak, or do we start over from 1?
That's actually a really good question. I'd say we start over. Well, no,
it
Super
should probably start over.
Yeah, it probably should. Super's
just
just
for
a
the sake
continuation of Z. But I guess if Toriyama makes it a separate thing, then we should too.
Well, I'm talking more along the lines of like just organization purposes.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, yeah. So
does it have sagas? Is it like a saga-based show?
Yeah, I mean, more or less.
Okay, yeah, we'll definitely restart then, and we'll have new sagas.
Yeah. Episode 159, The Last Defense. But before we get to that, I really just kind of want to acknowledge the elephant in the room. Now we have seen the actual Super Saiyan Gohan for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I was confused last week. You were confused last week. It was confusing. But this time is the actual canon first time that we see Gohan turn into a Super Saiyan. What'd you think?
I liked it. It's pretty hype. His hair looks a little ridiculous, and they even kind of joke about it in a little bit.
Yeah.
I was hoping his hair would look a little cooler because he has the coolest hair next to Trunks in the show.
Not anymore. So he doesn't.
So I feel like his Super Saiyan hair should have been a little cooler, but it's pretty sick. And I have so many questions about. Well, you can just jump right into it. Who cares?
Just go.
So Super Saiyan teenager or kid? He's not a teenager. He's
11.
Yeah. So is he stronger? Like, is he? Where's a Super Saiyan teenager's level or toddler's level, 11-year-old level? Like, are we talking he's at the max that you can be at that age, but like a regular Vegeta is still stronger than him? Or like, does Super Saiyan transcend ages?
Yeah.
Does that have anything to do with ages? Or is it just like how much you train as a Super Saiyan?
You could probably argue about it, right?
Yeah.
But I think technically, I kind of try not to pay too much mind to this stuff, but I think technically Super Saiyan is a 10 times multiplier. Okay. Technically. That doesn't actually matter for shit, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
But and we've seen Gohan exhibit strength on par with Goku in the past.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, Super Saiyan Gohan and Super Saiyan Goku are on the same level.
Okay. I was asking because
that's the implication.
There's a shot where they're both Super Saiyan, it pans out and they're like fighting each other, and like he's just like a tiny little kid, but like a Super Saiyan.
It is funny looking, but Gohan has always exhibited that potential and that power, especially in relation to his emotions. So, you could probably be like, Goku has more experience, so if you're talking about a fight between the two, Goku would probably win kind of thing. And now we have the different grades. So, Vegeta and Trunks have the Super Saiyan grade 2. Ascended. But for the most part, you'll know where the character stands in strength and by the feats that they perform.
Yeah.
So
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So Goku knew that Gohan would be able to become a Super Saiyan because he knows that Gohan is already freakishly strong for his age. Like he even says, like, you're freaking. I mean, compare 12-year-old Goku to 12-year-old Gohan. It's like a universe of a difference. So he's just got that potential, and I think there may have been something along the lines of like hybrids. There was almost like a midichlorian aspect, like hybrids have have like a higher concentration of something or other, and they're stronger. Sauce. But ignoring all that nonsense, Gohan's just super strong.
Yeah. Super Saiyan, do they go Super Saiyan on where they're from? Or is it like a Superman thing where Superman's strong because he's on Earth, not on Krypton?
It's a legend, remember? So like
that's true, yeah.
So first off, it's a legend. So somebody did it at one point or another.
Yeah, like 1,000 years before. That's right.
Right, and so we have to assume here that one, you're supposedly supposed to be pure of heart, right? But we have the whole Vegeta thing, so it kind of gets a little muddy. And I don't know. I think it's one of those things where like Goku did it because he was pure of heart, and since the others saw him do it, like they were able to emulate that. Mm-hmm. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. We don't really have a lot of information on the first Super Saiyan. They kind of dive into it. I don't remember if it's like first off, there's like a spin-off something or other movie that kind of like explores the concept, but it's in a silly way. We'll watch it one day. And then I think they explore the concept a little bit in the future, but it's nothing like concrete.
Okay. So it is just kind of mysterious.
It's just a legend, and they were able to figure it out.
I dig it. I mean, I'm not bothered by there not being this or that. Like, I think it's sick as is.
Do you want to see in the future more of like, I don't know, Planet Vegeta pre-destruction?
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. I think it would be cool in the same way seeing Krypton with Superman stuff is. I mean, I'm more interested in Superman on Earth, just like I'm more interested in the Saiyans now. But it would be cool to like go back 1,000 years into the history of Dragon Ball Z to see what's going on.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, now we have officially actually seen Gohan turn into Super Saiyan. I really liked it. It's got this whole flashback about how he's angry at himself because he's always been letting people down.
Yep.
And he has to rely on others too much, and he, yells at his dad to like he's not going hard enough on him just because he's his son. Yeah, even if it kills me.
He was like really into that moment.
He was, man. He
Goku
wanted
was
it.
probably like, well, let's chill out, dude.
He doesn't even say anything. He's just like, all right,
like,
you're getting the gas.
Beat the shit out of you.
You want the gas, you're getting the gas.
And he gave it to him.
And he charged up like a full power Kamehameha, and Gohan was able to hold it back.
That scene was so sick. I like that Gohan was probably like, give it to me all, Dad. Like, all or nothing. And then Goku's like, okay. And he's like, oh, shit. Never mind.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I love that. I love how Goku doesn't even say anything. He just does it. He's just like, all right, you little shit. Yep, you want the gas? You're getting the gas. So anyway, last defense. We start off where we left off, the T-pose with Trunks on Cell.
Mm-hmm. My first note, and I guess I didn't notice it in the last episode, but Trunks' Super Saiyan hair is pretty cool. It's a little wild, a little rocket power-ish, but I dig it.
I love it, and he's got the hair tie.
The hair tie is like the coolest thing in the Dragon Ball Z universe.
Yeah, I know. First he comes in with the sword, and that's like the coolest thing, and now he's got the hair tie, which is the jean
jacket. Like, come on, dude.
Just in every way, man. He's just freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Especially he does something this episode that is really cool. This episode. So he sees 18. Cell's aware of 18's presence. Krillin kind of like looks up at them, whatever, and then he yells at 18 like, "Get the hell out of here!" He knows you're there.
Trunks does.
Yeah,
that's like when Cell turns and he's like, okay, it's time to do it.
Yeah.
And Krillin's all like, let me see. Krillin's talking to 18 and still being a weirdo. He's still like, oh, don't give me those puppy dog eyes. And then he's like, I don't have much time to explain that he is horny. That's what he doesn't have time to explain because he has no real reason to be doing all the dumb shit, and he pays for it later in more ways than one. But yeah, this dude, he does all this, and then when he's confronted by 18, like, why'd you do that? Nothing. Can't even tell her. Can't even profess his love.
There are so many levels of failure here that result in Cell becoming perfect.
And it all falls back to, they were I mean, we're kind of jumping around anyway, but they're blaming Vegeta and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, Vegeta is definitely one of the big problems. But Vegeta could have done what he's been doing anyway if Krillin had just done his very easy job.
Yeah, but I think Vegeta's more at fault here. I mean, Krillin, first off, I think that a big thing, like, yeah, he's, like in love or whatever, you could say. But I think also it just felt wrong. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he said he doesn't want to kill her because it's not just a button that blows her up. It's a button that incapacitates her. And then he would have to like, finish the job, right? Kill her. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely both their faults, but it is so crazy how how easily this could have been stopped.
I fault Vegeta way more than I fault Krillin.
Oh yeah, I mean Vegeta had it
like literally like had it, and now the implications of what happened, like we haven't even begun to see what his decision will cause.
Yeah, we don't know how powerful perfect Cell.
Like this choice is going to have real consequences, and he doesn't even realize it yet.
Yeah,
he's starting to.
They're basically going to try to leave, but they're not like really putting much effort into leaving. 16's kind of laying there, and they're like, "What about you?" And he's like, "Leave me be." And
she does. Finally, she does.
Yeah, I thought she was just going to leave him. I'm like, man, I hope that's not the end of 16. We get a little bit more with him, but he's kind of tapped out. So basically, while Cell is focusing on 18 and them, Trunks is also trying to stop Cell from getting there. Meanwhile, Vegeta's watching and does not want Trunks to stop Cell. Which eventually, when Trunks gets like super involved trying to stop Cell and Cell's on his way over there, Vegeta like blasts Trunks. No, he punches Trunks first. Trunks goes flying into a mountain. Trunks gets back up and Vegeta's like, stop. And then he does like a bunch of moves.
And what kills me here is like Vegeta's, he's like, he wants to test his power too. And it's like, no, he's trying to prevent the destruction of the world.
Exactly. The universe.
Like, he doesn't even
out the universe.
Yeah, the universe could possibly be at stake. Like they are so different on a fundamental level. They don't even understand each other's way of thinking.
Do you think when Vegeta's trying to take Trunks out, do you think he's just trying to subdue him, or do you think he's trying to kill? Like, he don't care.
I wouldn't say he's trying to kill him. I do think he's trying to get him out of the way. Like hey, like a spanking, basically. Like,
I did think we were going to get a Vegeta Trunks fight for a second.
I wish.
And I was like, damn.
But the ball is on Trunks.
Yeah, no,
he
Trunks
blasted old Pops right out of there.
And Vegeta respects it.
He does. Yeah. I love the scene after that where he's like just floating in the water and he's like, that damn kid.
Yeah, that's the
he actually hit me.
So they're fighting. Is that this episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're fighting and we get a nice little Pokemon style
Team Rocket. I thought the same thing.
It's got like the little sparkle in the sky. Fast forward and we see that Vegeta's laying in the water and he's just like impressed that Trunks actually used the move on him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sick. It's a cool scene too. Like he's just like floating in the water. I feel like we don't see water like that.
It looked awesome.
Yeah, it was like reflective really and like flowing and stuff. It was cool. Watching him sit there, and then obviously Vegeta gets back up and he's flying back over to the scene because it didn't really do anything to him other than.
And Trunks puts the hurting on Cell, bruh. He does. He does like a Gatling of energy, and then he does. He like double knuckles him and like smacks him to the ground, and he's punching him a whole bunch of times, and he's trying to do everything he can to prevent the.
Yeah, I think if Vegeta wasn't involved, like if Trunks didn't have to balance Vegeta and Cell, I think he could take Cell out, or at least get Cell down enough where 18 could get away.
Well, we more or less have confirmation that. So what I was going to ask you here was, did you think at this point that Trunks is stronger than Vegeta?
Oh, no.
Do you think that he was like secretly, because it turns out 2 episodes later, I was going to ask you that question, but we actually get confirmation.
Yeah, no, that took me by surprise, and to the point where I didn't even realize that's what they were saying at first. But yeah, no, for me, and in this scene, I'm like, oh, Vegeta's got him beat. Yeah, like I didn't even question that Trunks was stronger. But I mean, it makes sense when you think about it. This Trunks has been through like a lot. They use some flashbacks, and then you're reminded that like, oh, he's already done all of this. We need to watch and lost, and so like now he's like in revenge mode and even stronger thanks to the pendulum place and
right. Like he's seen the androids. Like he every day of his life has been like trying with everything in him to beat the androids who have killed all of his friends and stuff. And Cell really hasn't even been a factor for him in his timeline until, whatever. But just the fact alone, like that he's seen the future where like almost everyone's dead, the world is practically destroyed, all of his friends. We need to watch History of Trunks, the movie or the special. Drop a comment if you'd like to see us review History of Trunks, our first ever Dragon Ball Z movie that we would review.
Probably the same length as our 3 episodes we watch, huh?
Probably less. I think it's probably like 40 minutes.
Oh yeah, we should definitely knock that out. That'd be sick.
Yeah. Anywho, Gohan's sleepy. He's on Goku's back.
Yeah, so Gohan's at first whenever we saw this scene, I was like, did I miss something? But we find out later what's going on. But Gohan is riding on Goku's back, and Goku's taking him to bed. And Gohan's pretty knocked out, basically. And then he kind of like wakes up and freaks out because he realizes he's been put into bed, and he's like, we got to train. And his dad's like, no, you need to rest.
Yeah.
Very nice, sweet, touching scene. Meanwhile, I think we go to the Kami Tower for a second, and they're just bitching about Vegeta and Krillin being dummies. Nothing too special here. But 18 is supposed to be getting away. But I just feel like she's not doing much.
Well, Krillin and 18 are going to pick up 16 when
they get like cornered, but
they get cornered by Cell.
Androids can't fly, right? Or can
they can.
Okay, because I'm like this whole time I feel like she should have just blasted up and flew. I mean, Cell can fly too, but
he's definitely faster than her.
Yeah, she just kind of took it.
She did. It's kind of one of those things where, especially towards the end, where it's like she had no options.
Yeah. And Krillin is like, the tension's getting high. Cell's coming in close. His sucker's out. It makes a cool noise now whenever it opens up.
What was it?
It's like a...
It definitely did not do that.
No, it did not do that. It was more like a...
Like oh boy. Oh boy.
And yeah, that thing that he got that motherfucking thing on him.
He does.
Yeah, 18's kind of backed into a cliff. Krillin's watching from a distance. Krillin at the last moment tries, and it doesn't go well.
And 18 blasts him a couple times. Oh, 16 even gets a couple hits in, but it's doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, he uses his rocket punch that beat the shit out of him earlier, and then
it does like, nothing.
Remember whenever that did something, little bitch? Now it's not doing anything.
Yeah.
And then right as he's about to get to sucking, Trunks comes in one last go, and he just lays a beat down on him.
Puts the hurting on him.
Yep. But it is fraught, and
is
fraught the right word?
For not.
Fraught
is a different word, but it's not.
It is all for naught.
Okay, that's better.
And then we get to some sucking.
Well, we get the solar flare.
Yes, which is very sick.
Yes.
That is
Tien's move technically, but I think they've all pretty much used it.
Yeah. Yeah. So Tien is not Tien.
And it's the second or third time Cell's used it.
Yeah, Cell uses it and blinds everybody, and Trunks blinded is flying down trying to find them, and that happens before he tries to beat up Cell one last time. But none of it works, and the great sucking happens. Yeah, I actually didn't think it was gonna happen, and then it did, because they sat on 18 getting sucked for a while. Mm-hmm. Did I jump ahead? Is that this episode?
No, that's the end of the episode. She gets sucked up, and he starts flashing.
Yeah, he starts flashing.
Oh, and we get the little Namek. First time we've seen Namek in a while. They're like,
is that happening yet, or that's the next? That's whenever he's.
No, that's this episode. At the end of this episode.
Yep, you're right. Because I did not expect to see Namek.
Yeah. They're like talking about how first off they can feel it, which is pretty crazy, and then they're like, this could be a universal threat kind of thing.
Yeah, he says that he could destroy the entire universe. So the stakes are up. And 18 is no more. Damn. Way to go, Krillin.
Yeah.
And Vegeta.
Yeah.
We don't really get to see a tease at his form or anything. We kind of do, but I couldn't really tell any differences.
Yeah. It very, very, very slightly shows it. What'd you give it?
I gave it a 5 out of 7.
Yeah. Explain.
1 second. Let me write down that time code. Let's see. I think the main thing. I mean, it was like a good episode. I wish that there would have been more to stop Cell at the end there. I mean, I know Trunks gave it his all, but I feel like 18 could have done a little extra. She gave him like 4 punches and called it a day. But I mean, at the end of the day, it really is. I mean, it's inevitable. Like,
yeah. I mean, if your punches aren't doing anything, like,
yeah,
and you're not faster than him,
exactly. I liked seeing the Vegeta stuff. And we don't get Super Saiyan Gohan this episode, right? We talked about it, but that's.
No, I believe that's next episode.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good episode. It got us to where we're going, and it teed up the next episode very, very well.
Yes, agreed. Yeah, I gave it a 6 out of 7. I think what elevated it from a 5 was just how good it looked throughout.
Yeah, I'm not as good at catching that kind of stuff as you are.
Well, especially compared to 161, looked pretty poor, unfortunately, the whole time.
So yeah, there was definitely some bad shots. They keep doing this shot with Vegeta that's the meme face. It doesn't look as bad, but like they're just getting his left eye wrong. And it makes it look weird every time.
It's frustrating. Like 160 and 159 looked very good overall. Yeah. And
160 looks nuts. It looked like a different animation house. And it like
different better. It's crazy. Yeah, different lead animators, it has a profound impact on like the quality of the episode. Yeah. And 161, unfortunately, as important of an episode as it was, I mean, at least in some ways, it didn't make the cut.
Nope. Didn't hold 160 up. Did, and that is Cell's complete.
Cell is complete. Ha 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 ha
ha. I wrote my first note is this one of the power-ups joked about? Because it's a long power-up. Not as long, but I mean, you realize once you watch Dragon Ball Z. I grew up thinking power-ups were multiple episodes long.
There is one definitive later on.
We haven't gotten to it yet?
No. Oh, there is one that is like ridiculous levels, but it's the whole time somehow it's like it doesn't get old. Yeah,
I don't mind. I mean, nothing's gonna be worse than Namek's stupid timing conventions and 10 seconds or however long, 5 minutes for Namek to blow up, lasting 20 episodes. But it's a long power up, but I really liked it. Like,
yeah, it was great.
It's like definitely like strobe warning probably needed for that episode.
I was actually gonna say it's funny how Pokemon had the Porygon episode, and yet like, bro, this is Like, it's so
like 2
flashy.
minutes of just nonstop strobing. But it looks so sick because it's strobing between like not black and white. It's going like white and blue, and all the characters are like just showing each of them watching this happen, and like.
And they actually do try to prevent it, which is nice.
And you're watching, and it's like, oh, he's getting stronger. Wow, he's getting stronger. Oh, it's still going.
Oh yeah.
And then it's like just getting bigger and bigger, and then it takes over like the planet basically. Justice League Snyder Cut Dark Side style. And then yeah, so that's all happening. I put Gigantamax Cell. I thought that's what was going to happen. I really thought for a second he was going to come out big, like big boy, but he actually comes out
glad that he
boy.
didn't. That would be very stupid.
I just thought because the ball around him was getting bigger, and I'm like, what is about to come out of this? And it's actually one of the smallest forms we've seen. But while that's happening, a giant tsunami. Or did you want to?
No, go ahead.
A giant tsunami. Tsunami happens over Kami House. Somehow doesn't take it down. It's filling up with water though.
Kami House actually, like in terms of power scaling, is the strongest character in the show.
It's my favorite character in Dragon Ball FighterZ.
I wish, dude. That would be amazing. Actually, I will interrupt you. I know you got more to say.
No, you're good.
With the like the cell completion reveal, or have we seen him yet?
No, we
haven't.
Okay,
sorry. Go ahead.
So the tsunami happens. Chi-Chi and all of them are floating inside the house, and then we get this is the one thing that elevates this episode to as high as I'm gonna give it. You have a suitcase, and we hear the voice of Oolong, and he pops out, and sure enough, he's found the only suitcase that's got underwear and bras in it. And they're all freaking out about what we're going to eat. And he's like, well, we've got clean clothes right here. And he's got some panties in his hand.
And he's blushing.
Yeah, he's blushing. Oolong and those moist pork loins, I'm telling you. My boy, he gets himself into some crazy situations. Am I right?
You are.
Am I right?
You're right.
We cut back to the main event. Actually, I think there's a quick cut to the Kami House.
Yeah.
And they're like, not Kami House, Kami Tower. And they're like, Goku, hurry up, dude.
Yeah. And Bulma's all like, tell me what's going on.
Yeah.
And they just ignore her, which I love.
Yeah. And we cut back, and we are starting to see the form. You're getting little teases of it. Look at the helmet thing, the feet, and then we finally get the nice rise up shot. Feet to head.
Form check.
So sick.
Yeah.
So sick.
I'm glad.
This is the form that I've seen him, that I've been referring to.
It's pretty iconic.
And I think I used to play it. I think I used to pick him in a PS2 Dragon Ball Z game that a friend of mine had. And I think I picked him back then because the design was sick. I didn't watch the show, so I had no idea who he was.
Yeah, of course.
So I had to have picked it because it's sick. It's so cool. It's Cell mixed with like Frieza, basically.
Which is interesting because he does have Frieza's DNA.
Yeah, and he's got like the ears of Frieza now, and obviously the purple like face. But he's just so sick. So like it's just, I don't know. I think what it is like the headpiece really does it for me because it's like straight up and like it just looks like a beast.
Such a cool design. We what's interesting too is like the very human face. So we talked back in the Frieza saga when Frieza showed his final form. We talked about how like the subversion of expectations in terms of design. Frieza was getting bigger and bigger and more crazy looking, and then he reverts back to this like very small, simplistic, clean design.
Smooth.
So for me, the subversion with Cell is that he's like this disgusting bug at first, and then he's like half human, half bug, super ugly, very stupid looking to be honest.
Yeah, it's awful.
But then the final form is like it does look like this like refined, like handsome
organism.
Yeah,
Cell.
orgasm.
Yeah, that too.
And his stinger is like short now. He doesn't because
like
he doesn't need
out.
the absorbing anymore.
It's like in his little in between his wings. His wings
wing
look
pocket.
way cooler now.
Yes.
Everything about him is really cool.
The pink eyes I love. The yellow down the face.
I thought his eyes were gonna stay red for a second. When they're morphing, they turn they glow red, and I'm like, damn, that would be sick.
No, but I love like Cell is like one of my favorite designs in the show.
Yeah, he's probably, other than maybe like Trunks, my favorite character design so far. As he's definitely my favorite villain design. This one, especially because he went from one of my least favorite to this one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nothing will really beat I hate Frieza's first design, mostly because the voice though. But yeah, this Perfect Cell is sick, and the name Perfect Cell is so sick. Like something about it is just badass.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so we went from imperfect to semi-perfect. Now we're perfect. Semi-perfect is obviously ugly as crap. Nobody really likes that one.
Yeah.
And I actually really like imperfect a lot because it's like very scary.
Which one? That's the first one, and then semi-perfect is the big lips, and then okay.
So now we're on perfect. But no, I agree. He's my favorite. Yeah, probably my favorite character design, I would say, up to this point, or villain design at least, versus the other
Frieza
several.
and
Frieza and all of the other, whoever. Yeah,
Garlic
King Cold.
Jr. is pretty cool.
He is ripped whenever he gets to his moonlight form or
Becomes
whatever.
like sexy Squidward.
Meteor form. The meteor? I don't even remember.
Who knows? Gohan beat him though.
So Cell is complete. As soon as we see his completion, we cut to the hyperbolic time chamber for the scene that we already kind of discussed. But I mean, just to review. So Gohan's like tired, but he's telling his dad like, "You're being way too gentle on me. Like if we're gonna make this happen, it needs to happen." He's thinking in his head. We know he saw his dad turn into a Super Saiyan. It was the most dire, like life or death circumstances. And then we get the montage of Goku saying like the power comes in response to a need, not a desire. You have to create that need. Think about the pain of loss. We see Gohan reminiscing about how frustrating it is for him to be unreliable to his friends and cause his friends to die.
Which is like, poor guy, this dude's 11. He's got so much like pressure on his shoulders.
And at the time,
already.
like 5 years old, and then like 7 or whatever. Like
he watches Krillin die in his flashbacks again.
Yeah.
He's saying like I'm always the damsel in distress.
Exactly.
And I'm tired of it. And then it happens.
Yeah, so the Kamehameha from Goku, like full power. He powers up to a Super Saiyan, goes up in the sky, and then fires it down at Gohan. And yeah, he's holding it back, and it finally like unlocks. And his hair turns gold, his eyes turn blue. His hair looks sweet. I do wish it like all that hair kind of stood straight up, but it makes sense. He has so much hair that it doesn't.
It's like falling back, and then the front's kind of going.
So yeah, Gohan yells. We see the Super Saiyan form. He hits back the Kamehameha, and Goku dodges it in a really cool fashion. And then Gohan, it cuts back to him. He's still Super Saiyan, and he's just struggling to maintain the form. He's so angry, and like Goku's telling him like you have to calm down and take control of the power, and he can't calm down. He's too worked up, and then eventually, after a little bit, he loses it and collapses. But overall, does the moment satisfy?
Yes, it's much better than the blink and you miss it.
The blink and you miss it, fake teaser BS.
Yeah, it was hype. I liked it. I liked that it. I liked the way that they arrived to it. Obviously, it's a much faster transformation compared to some of the more build-up of other ones, but I like it fits the theme of the moment more. Because otherwise, he probably would have been like yoinked by his dad, because his dad was going hard on him. Yeah.
So yeah, of course, it's not quite on the level of Goku's first transformation, but the stakes were so high in that, and in this, they're training for it or whatever. So in my opinion, Goku's first
is the first one in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the history of the show. So it was a big deal for that to like translate. Whereas now we get what's happening.
But do you think Gohan will get his moment that's like on par with Goku's first?
Like screaming multiple times kind of thing?
Right.
Yeah, no, that's definitely going to happen. And that's the one. This was cool, but it wasn't like the chill-inducing moment that Goku's was. But I know Gohan's going to have one. Like, I want to hear him do the scream that just elevates and elevates. Because this was more of like, this was pained. Like, this was a more painful transformation. Like, you can tell that Gohan is really dealing with a lot. In terms of just probably the pressure. Goku's his dad. He doesn't want to be a burden to anyone anymore. The goal was for him to become a Super Saiyan. Like,
there's so much riding on his character. I love it.
Yeah.
Like just the weight of the pressure, and like how he has trouble with his emotions, and how he really is being forced into these situations. Like, he's not much of a fighter to begin with, but he wants to be a scholar. His mom wants him to study. Blah 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 blah.
And the world's like ending.
And the world is in extreme danger. And they don't even know about the fact that Vegeta just allowed Cell to become even stronger.
They don't even know that Vegeta was strong enough to beat Cell.
Right.
Like, so they don't necessarily know that their training is going to be enough.
Do you think that Goku and Gohan come out of the chamber stronger than Vegeta and Trunks?
No, because we get some weird stuff with Trunks that's kind of thrown off.
We get some hints that there is something more to Trunks here.
Yeah,
do you think
Trunks
he'll get a hype moment?
Yeah, but he's got so many. I don't know what they're because he's ascended already.
So what could be
level 3 or whatever, I guess maybe. But
maybe we'll see a grade
really
3.
sure what that would be.
Maybe.
Yeah, that kind of throws off a lot of my thinking in terms of where we're at power wise. And it sounds like Trunks has been hiding this all along. So now I'm wondering, like, this wasn't something that I think he discovered in the hyperbolic time chamber. Like, this, the way I'm reading it, and we're jumping ahead because it's the next episode, is that Trunks, like, when he arrived, he already knew that he had this secret power.
No, I don't think that. I mean, sure, but I don't read it that way. I think that somehow without Vegeta's knowledge, he unlocked, the something in the chamber.
Maybe it's because he is pure of heart. Maybe he's got the power of Vegeta and a pure heart. So that's what Vegeta's missing, is the love.
Yeah, and just the fact, like, Trunks is also carrying this weight with him. Like, the stuff that he's been through, he's really probably the most tragic character we've seen, period. I mean, truly.
Even if he saves this world, it's not his.
Right.
Like,
and even if he can go back and, take care of business back in his timeline, like, it's still, he has no Dragon Balls. He can't bring anybody back. Like, it's still a depressing world. And
he's also, like, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't for him. He has everything riding on this, but also, like, nothing riding on this.
Right.
It's weird, but it's cool.
So Cell is complete. And then afterwards, Goku tells Gohan, like, "Hey, we gotta get you a haircut. There's still too much going on." Yeah, he picks up
so much of the hair too, and I'm like, man, if you guys cut off, my favorite thing about Gohan's hair is the way it's like big around his head, and then
as
it flows back, it tapers, and then kind of pans out. And I
know right in front of you here.
And I know they're just gonna cut all the freaking long off, and I'm gonna be pissed.
And they did.
Yeah. We need more long hair characters in Dragon Ball Z. Less bald characters.
We got Trunks and Gohan are the only two long hairs.
Yeah, makes me sad.
And one of those is now not long hair anymore.
And one of the coolest haircuts in all of animation history gone because Goku thinks he knows what's up.
The bowl haircut from Namek.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's happening, and then the rest of the episode is mostly just them trying to figure out what the hell's going on with Cell.
Well, I love this sequence here where Krillin, Trunks, like try to give Cell everything they got, and he doesn't even notice them. Mm-mm. Like he's literally like lost in his own mind. Like it shows you like he's just kind of thinking like, wow, this is like what it is.
It threw me off at first because I didn't understand what's going on, but Cell's like trying to like acclimate to his new body basically. Like kind of gauge where it's at and calibrate and stuff.
Yeah.
So like we cut to Cell like after his transformation, he's just like
doing these little punches,
spars, and I'm like, sick, dude. But yeah, he's
like
doing
jumping.
He keeps doing this knee move that's like really sick the way they animate it. He like kicks his knee out basically, and it just looks sick. But yeah, he's literally sitting there like biting his nails basically, and Krillin goes first, I think.
Yeah, he attacks him because he's mad about 18. A bunch of punches,
poor
kicks.
Guy, like. You didn't do nothing to him.
Like, bro, you didn't have a chance from the beginning, much less at this point.
And he's not noticing. He even throws a Destructo disc
hits him right on the neck.
The neck, and it just goes around the neck. It's so powerful that the neck just breaks right through it, and it splinters off afterwards. And he doesn't even notice. No. Actually, he does like a little like kind of thing, like did something just
like a mosquito.
So yeah, he's obviously very strong, and putting that with Namek, who says like he's got enough power to destroy the universe. Starting to put things together.
Not to mention, so at this point, I believe it was before Trunks attacks Cell. Cell kicks Krillin, and what we can only assume, I mean, Krillin says it feels like every bone in his body is broken. So I looked at me like, I guess that's at the end of the episode. Excuse me. But okay, so before that, so Krillin's attacking. Trunks looks up at his dad. Mm-hmm. And his dad looks down at him, and you can tell there's just this huge gap of misunderstanding between them where they don't even understand each other at all.
Well, Trunks is like, you son of a bitch, like, look what you've done, and Vegeta's like, haha, look how strong he is, I can't wait to fight.
Yeah.
And the next episode, we see Vegeta just totally missing the point.
Yeah, and something tells me we ain't seen nothing yet. No. And we get the perfect Cell theme for the first time at the end of this episode.
So sick.
That
That's very cool.
I thought you would like it. I also love it.
They use it a lot too, which I like.
Yeah, they do.
Because we have some themes, but as far as like recurring hero or villain themes, I think this is one of the best.
One we get a lot is Piccolo's. That one's the dun dun.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. But and then the Super Vegeta one is the piano. But anyway, so perfect Cell theme for the first time. Love that. And what'd you give the episode? That's where it ends.
I gave it a 7 out of 7.
Nice. Damn it, and I was going to give it a 7 because there's so much good stuff that happens here and it looks so good, but I gave it a 6.
A 6?
I did.
Perfect Cell and Super Saiyan Gohan?
I know.
Damn, wow. But I mean, we talked last episode, 7 screams at you.
Right, and I know, like, first off, we had a little oolong and a little Bulma in this, no offense.
Well, I mean, that's a +1 for me, so.
So it's a 6, and I just know about the 7s to come.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't, so I just am excited.
Yeah, I love the episode. I didn't have any problems with the episode. And
no, it's a very, very good episode, if not perfect.
Seeing Oolong, obviously.
Elevates it to an 8 out of 7.
Yeah, 8 out of 7. The coveted 8 out of 7.
Yes, the 8-star Dragon
7
Ball.
Ascended is actually what we call it here.
Okay. Grade 2. 7th grade 2. Episode 161, Vegeta Must Pay. This one will be a little less meaty because for the most part, it's just Vegeta getting played with.
Yeah, and he does not like it. But we start off, and Krillin got the shit beat out of him. All of his bones broken, basically.
I think we were about like 2 seconds away from Krillin's death again.
I thought we were going to see him die again, and I was like, damn. But Trunks arrives with the Senzu bean. He's like, this is a Senzu bean. This will help you. And I'm like...
He's like shoving it down his throat.
Krillin is very familiar with the Senzu bean.
Yes, he is. Probably more familiar than anyone.
Yeah, his crew loves the Senzu beans. So he's good to go. What have I got here?
16 says Vegeta has the advantage.
Yeah.
But Krillin, when he heals, is like, hey, for a split second, I felt his actual power, and trust me when I tell you guys, like, you have no idea what's going on here.
They're like, he's hiding it. There's some layer inside that's much stronger. Like, this is not what you think. But I mean, 16 and Krillin aren't talking to each other, so they're both musing independently. Who is 16 talking to? Himself. Okay, that's right.
He's just commentating, I guess.
Yeah. And so I wrote that down. I'm like, oh shit. And then we immediately go to Krillin, who's like, Cell's hiding his power. And then he says things like, just like you. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? But then it keeps going. And yeah, it turns out Trunks is also apparently hiding some power. What? So Krillin's able to see this or something?
So we forget sometimes that Krillin, trained by Master Roshi, is like a master martial artist.
Yes.
He just doesn't, he's not quite as strong as the others, but he has, so Vegeta's too arrogant and too distracted to even realize this.
Yeah.
We hear, but Krillin has like seen these flashes from Trunks that imply to him that he has much more power to draw from than he's showing. Mm-hmm. And then comes to the conclusion that he's not showing it because, or Trunks tells him because he doesn't want his dad to know that he's stronger than him because he thinks it'll make him mad.
Yeah, it needs to come at the right time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm very curious to see if this is just like he could beat him in a match or if Trunks has like a special surprise up his sleeve or ace in the hole kind of thing. I'm gonna probably say that there's got to be a special thing because like I don't really know why else he'd be hiding it if he was. I mean, theoretically he could just be holding back when he fights his dad, but I think it's got to be something big because it needs to be something so big that Vegeta would get pissed off about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Vegeta
like
would
something
get mad
that makes
if
him
Trunks
definitively stronger.
Yeah, like if Trunks was like level 3 or grade 3 or whatever. What are we at? Grade 2 with Ascended?
Yeah.
Yeah, if he goes to grade 3, then like I think Vegeta would see like that extra burst of power and be pissed about it. Especially knowing that Trunks is hiding it, because Vegeta would know Trunks is hiding it.
Do you think there's going to be a downside to these? If there are grades beyond, regular 2, 3, is there going to be like some kind of trade-off here?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I can't imagine. I mean, Ascended Saiyan, we can see that they're able to hold it pretty casually, but I would not be surprised if like the higher we go, the less you can hold it.
Mm-hmm.
Where like if you get to, I don't know, whatever. If you got to a higher level, maybe you get like 10 minutes of it, and then after that you're out for the count, like you're done,
like using more stamina kind of thing.
So you got to use it or lose it kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which would be a good riding technique to get rid of some. Obviously there's going to be a point where it's like 3-on-1 versus Cell. So I think that'd be a really nice out for them to bench somebody. But I don't know. I think Goku and Gohan they're the wild cards here. We don't know how much time's passed. Like I assume they're getting close to the end of their training. Just because,
I like how it doesn't really tell you. Yeah, like it's been like we know the year and the day, but then when we see them in this episode, they seem much further along than like before because Gohan is just a sustained Super Saiyan fighting his dad.
Yeah, and Gohan is. The entire goal was for him to become a Super Saiyan, so I imagine now that's happening, they're getting close to taking him out. I can't wait to see Goku's reaction when he gets out. Just to see
Goku's reaction?
Yeah, and just sees everything happen.
Oh, yeah.
Bulma was going to be like, so Vegeta could beat him, but Vegeta said that we should let Cell get 18. So Vegeta did that, and then Cell got 18, and now he's going to destroy
But Goku would understand that instinct.
Yeah, he would, but he would be...
I don't think he would do it.
No,
I don't know.
I don't think he would do it.
I think he would realize, like, his family and friends are more important.
He would at least listen to the people telling him no.
Right.
Like, if Gohan, his son, was like, Dad, don't do this, he would listen, whereas Vegeta... Trunks tells Vegeta not to, and Vegeta's like, "Fuck off, dude."
Right.
I got shit to do.
Right.
Yeah, very. I'm super excited. I hope that they come out soon. And I think they will. And I'm gonna call it next episode. They're coming out.
Really?
I don't really know what else they could be doing in there. I mean,
well, the whole point of turning Gohan into a Super Saiyan was to train. From that point, use each other to train stronger than that, or whatever.
But they could just say that happened and then come
They
out.
could definitely just come out and be like,
Vegeta,
we're stronger than ever. Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. Yeah.
Vegeta and Trunks did.
Right.
I think the whole point of the hyperbolic time chamber
is to explain why they're stronger.
Yeah, to get them to Ascended and then get Gohan a Super Saiyan.
Yes, agreed.
Very much liking it. Let me see the rest.
Vegeta kicks Cell. He tanks it, kicks him right in the face.
Yes.
So Cell's just playing with Vegeta basically the whole episode. He's, he hasn't even hit him back once, I don't think. He's just kind of dodging his stuff or tanking it or whatever, and Vegeta's getting more and more pissed. Right. Vegeta's getting more and more pissed, and Piccolo's just like, hey, I think they're dead even in terms of power, which we are getting the implication that that's not true at all. And then Piccolo is just kind of saying, like, Vegeta's getting really sloppy because of his anger.
He is getting pissed off. And I think Cell probably... Actually, I don't even know if Perfect Cell knows that. Like, I'm not even sure if we're at a point where Perfect Cell cares at all about what Vegeta's doing.
I think, like, he tricked him into getting this point, and now it's like... Vegeta's just this insignificant tool that he used.
His whole goal was to become Perfect Cell and then I guess destroy everything or take over the world or something. And now that it's happened, like I do not think he cares about fighting Vegeta anymore.
Right. So it's interesting now that so Cell's goal as a villain was to achieve perfection, and the villainous acts that he was doing was the means to the end of achieving perfection. Now he's perfect. So it'll be interesting now from a narrative perspective to see what Cell's new goal becomes, like, as a villain.
Yeah, because theoretically, he doesn't need to, like, kill any more citizens. Like, he doesn't need to suck people up anymore.
Right, like, Frieza's goal was to get the Dragon Balls and become immortal, and when that got taken from him, he was angry about it and wanted revenge on Goku and Vegeta. Really, Cell, thus far, has not been stopped at any point. He's achieved his goal, unlike Frieza.
Yeah.
So now that his goal is achieved... what will be the next step for him as a character?
Yeah, because, I mean, he could very well, the next episode starts and Cell's like, all right, see ya. And just goes somewhere.
Or blows up the planet.
Yeah, they're chilling on this island. There's no other islands around because he blew them all up, but like...
Right, like, does he even want to fight Vegeta? Like, does he even care to? Does he care to kill him?
Exactly. I don't think he does. Like, he was never going to hold to the thing. I mean, it was a real challenge for Vegeta. Like, hey, I'll go let you be stronger if you fight me. And Cell was just like, okay, you're a dummy. I'm going to go do that and then leave.
It's just an exploitation of Vegeta's weaknesses.
Exactly. And yeah, Vegeta's getting more and more pissed off.
And he starts to look scared towards the end. A little bit. Nervous, I mean.
Yeah, you can't do anything. He's trying and it's not working. And
he's still talking trash throughout as if he still has control. But I think deep down, he's realizing, like, oh, shit.
Yeah. Somebody mentions, I think Trunks mentions something about Dr. Gero. Somebody says Dr. Gero and it just made me think,
I think it was
like, how
16.
Yeah. How crazy is that, like, this character from Dragon Ball is now the bringer of doom. Like,
really the prime antagonistic force behind this entire arc.
Yeah, like
between
the androids.
First it was androids. We thought they were the big bad villains of the arc. Turns out to be Cell, who was his, like, ultimate creation or whatever. It turns out to be Cell from the future, as a matter of fact. It really is crazy because, like, if you didn't watch Dragon Ball, you don't know who Dr. Gero is.
Yeah, you're just like, how did this guy pop up?
Here's the thing. Where's Android 8 in all this? Remember? Ader? The Frankenstein one?
Oh, my God. Yeah. Where is he at? He was probably the strongest of them all.
I think it shows him at some point. Him and the girl's name is Snow. The redheaded girl.
Yeah. In the village.
Yeah, in the village. Let's be real. The Red Ribbon arc in Dragon Ball is, in my opinion, one of the weaker arcs.
It is. The only cool part is climbing the tower.
And even that, like, I watched that episode not a super long time ago, and it's, like, not super
Well, the
great.
cool part is him fighting...
fighting his way up, or...
Who's the grandpa guy in there?
General White? I don't know.
Yeah, there's somebody that fights with, like, a big staff type thing, and it's pretty cool.
Honestly, I don't remember, but I do know that the best arc of Dragon Ball, for me... really any of the tournaments, any of the tournaments. I just love tournament arcs in any anime. It's like one of my favorite tropes. I just had it. I was about to say. I don't know.
Carrot
Whatever.
King.
Oh yeah. King Carrot. King Rabbit.
The demon or whatever. Piccolo.
Demon King Piccolo.
Yeah.
So Vegeta looks scared and we cut. That's the end of the episode. What'd you give it?
I gave it a 5 out of 7. It's good. I was kind of hoping to get like a big not revelation. I wanted to see Cell's new powers. I respect that he's toying with them because of all the reasons we just talked about, but I was really hoping to see like a Thanos versus Hulk moment where like you just immediately set the stage for like, okay, we're not playing anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he would have just punched Vegeta and made him fly, kind of like Trunks did earlier, like that would have been it would have been sick. But this is still really cool. They're just doing a different technique to demonstrate Cell's prowess.
Something tells me that come to Jesus moment might happen next episode.
I think it probably will.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I gave it a 4. It was ugly as crap.
Yeah, that's the thing. I did notice a few shots that were pretty bad.
Honestly, I don't think I noticed a single shot that looked like good or great.
Damn. They keep getting Vegeta wrong lately. Like
I think he's just been the main character of these last few episodes, and I think that so it's more obvious. I don't know.
There was a shot where like they showed him and he turns around and Cell like appears there, but they're getting like the proportion of Vegeta's body wrong, and it looks like a kid with a big head. But yeah, there were shots that I didn't think looked good, which means that probably the rest of the episode not so great because I don't notice.
Yeah.
But the most egregious offenses.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I give it a 4. Did I say that already?
Yes, yeah, you did. I gotta write that down though. Yeah, I'm digging where we are going with this. I'm very excited to see how they fight Cell, and I want to see what Cell does. Does he have his own, perfect Cell fighting style, or is he still just an amalgamation of everyone else's moves? Like, I want to see a Cell move. Like, well, give me some perfect Cell blast or something. Hopefully it's not called that. It's a pretty terrible name, but
Cell Blast.
Cell Blast. Cell Juice.
I mean, we got Double Sunday from Reddit's.
That's true.
I'm trying to think of other ones. Special Beam Cannon is pretty lame out of context.
Yeah, that's a pretty bad one. But it looks cool at least.
Yeah. Spirit Bomb's cool. Kamehameha is classic.
Yeah, Kamehameha is okay.
Are you serious? I was going to say, like, there's no better blast. Don't say that shit. Okay, good. Whew, you scared me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's Dragon Ball Speak. Will Vegeta die? Will Trunks die?
He better not die. No, Trunks isn't going to die. Trunks has something up his sleeve.
We'll see.
He could die, actually, but
does Krillin, if he was going to die, probably would have died this episode.
I wouldn't be surprised if he died again. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Yamcha dies.
Ooh, Yamcha's not even there. That would be awesome.
I would love if like there's a blast and it like reflects off a mountain and pings all the way over, hits Yamcha right in the head, he's done.
Will Oolong die?
No, if Oolong dies, I will quit this show.
Will Oolong become Ascended Super Pig?
Yeah, I think he will actually.
Find out next time on Dragon Ball Speak. Episode 50 will be a double episode.
6 big juicy episodes.
Will they be good?
Yeah.
All right.